You're going to spawn in a snow plains biome. You have a lot of flat area throughout this seed right here. You got some right there. You got some over there. You got a bunch of ice spike biome all around you. You got a hill over there and some more ice spike over there. However, if we head over in this direction, or if you look at the sun, that direction, you will come across a more large snow plains area for you to build if you want to build there. But the feature of this seed that I really, really like and I think is really cool is this little village. It's on a lake, at least partially, that is half frozen over. I mean, look at that. That looks really, really cool. Really, really good spot for building, in my opinion. If you really like snow plains biomes and plains biomes, this is a really good seed for that, especially with the village not that far from spawn. And we're going to go over here and then turn around. I mean, just look at that. That is really cool. Really good village seed for. You are going to spawn along this little coastal area right here. You do got a little island close to spawn as well. However, right by spawn, we have a village. This village is broken up into multiple segments. This is segment 1 right here. The little house. You come over here into this little crater area. We got a pretty interesting feature right here. Underwater cavern right below this part of the village, which I think is pretty cool. And then you got a little one house part of the village over here in this segment, and in this part of the village you got 3. So overall, really cool village right at spawn, but we're not done yet. You do got a little bit of flat area right by the village as well. If we head off into this direction, you're going to see a little bit more flat area, more plains, and a hybrid village, which is between 2 different biomes, the savanna biome and the plains biome. So 2 villages close to spawn. That one has a lot of building potential. You are going to spawn in this plains area right around here on this side of the river. As you can see, we got a really, really cool looking Sakura hill biome right there. You do have a little bit of flat area alongside this hill to build, but if you really want to appreciate this seed, let's go up and look from the top down view. Look at how big this is. That is a pretty massive Sakura tree biome, and I'm sure you can see the village right over here. Just look at that. Got a really massive Sakura, and heck, there's even a little ravine in between right there. But just look at this right here. That looks amazing. You do have a nice little lake down here. And this is the kind of view you get. Really, really good building seed for this village right here. There's just a ton of potential with this seed. Whether it be on top of the hill, on the side of the hill, or in the hill. Or even on the lake. Really, really good seed. You are going to spawn in a Savannah Hills. You do have a Mesa Badlands biome in the opposite direction of where the sun rises from, as you can see. And if we head over in the direction of where the sun rises, you are going to have this nice little Savannah Hill village right here. As you can see, looks really, really cool. And we're going to drop down to the water level. Really, really nice scenery. Has a lot of potential for building. And if we go over here, you're going to have a plains village on the other side of this hill right here with a lot of flat area to work with. I mean, look, you got a lot of flat area right there in between the 2 villages. And if you come down here, you're going to have even more great areas for building. You do have a little jungle area over in that general direction. And then here's your plains village. Both are decent sized villages and both provide a lot of great opportunities for building. You are going to spawn in a massive snow plains biome with a lot of flat area for you to build in. As you can see, you also have a lot of forest in your surrounding areas. And we are going to be heading over in this direction. So you look towards the sun and you head over here. You're going to have a lot of flat area for you to build, and you have a small little village right next to this frozen river. Really, really cool. You do have a little bit of, not that many. I've seen more. The amount of buildings are going to be on the lower side. But you do have a large, or not a large, but a little lake with a regular plains hill right there. So if you want to build in the plains, you can. If you want to build in the snow, you can. You got a lot to work with. As you can see, it just covers a massive area, and you have this little forest snow village, which I always like to see. You are going to spawn in a massive plains biome. There's a lot of flat area to work with, and if you just look all around, you will see it is just plains biomes in pretty much all directions with very few trees. However, if we go down this direction, so head towards the sun, you will be coming across tons and tons of flat area that's going to end up being right next to this little village right here. As you can see, it's a small village. There's a snow plains biome off in that direction. As you can see, there's snow. And you got a really good village seed here. And in front of you, you have a Sakura tree. Not that many, so if you just want to collect some of the Sakura trees and maybe build up a larger Sakura tree biome, you can. There you go. And if we head over in this direction, so if you look where the sun is, going between the snow hill and this little hill right here, you're going to have this little feature that will tell you're going in the right direction, and you'll come across the second village. If you look to the right, you do have a ruined portal there, and this little feature. This is a river village that just cuts across the whole river and effectively blocks it. This is what I like to call a dam village, and some people may like it, some people may not. I personally like it because you can end up building the village on that side and then building on this side, and you already got the roads to kind of do it. Look at that. Roads on both sides, relatively flat, really good village seed for building, in my opinion. This seed is insane. So you're going to spawn on a small little island. It has a lot of flat area for building, but this is not the main feature of the seed, but you can see it right from spawn. And that is this Sakura village that's right along the coast. Honestly, it's already halfway. You could turn this into a bridge to this island and make this your base, or maybe make a little village on there as well. There's a lot of potential here. It goes all the way up to almost the top of the Sakura tree biome hill right here. It goes up pretty far. And if you can see off in the distance, you do have another Sakura biome. However, if you look to the other side, you're going to have another village. This area right here, almost tucked between two Sakura tree biomes, you have another village. This one's a little bit more, even. It's not on a steep hill like that. So you really have a lot of potential with this seed for village building if you would like to. So enjoy. This is a massive flatland seed with 3 villages. So obviously you can see that village off over here. If you look where the sun is, you can get the general idea of which direction you're going to go. And you have a lot of flat plains biome all around this little village, although it does have a ravine here and 2 little cave entrances right by the village, one on each side right there. So that goes down pretty deep. If we head back over to the forest area, as you can see, you got a forest there, you will see another village on the other side of this forest, a little small hill village, which is pretty nice. And then if we continue going along this little flower plains route, you will see another village straight ahead of us. So you have 3 villages relatively close to spawn. You can even connect the villages pretty easily since there's a lot of plains area, not enough trees to kind of block it from happening. And now you have 3 villages all connected to each other, which could be a pretty good idea for a possible build. This is one of the best seeds for villages out there. So if you look off in the distance, you have a large plains biome. And you think, okay, you got a lot of this area to build. It's right on next to that village right there. That's what you're talking about, right? No, we turn around and we got this nice hill right here. And you're thinking, it's just another hill. No, it is a double village meadow hill. It is insane. Just look at this. So you got a decent amount of flat area to work with right here. You got a small little village right here. You got a little hole right there, a little crevice or mini ravine right there. Really, really good village right here. And then not that far over here, you got even more flat area to work with. Another small village. And this is just amazing. Just look at that. Yeah, that's insane. Like if we get on ground level, look, village there, both in view distance on the ground. That is awesome. You're going to spawn along this coastal area right here. You do have a little bit of a hill right here and a little bit of a plains biome right over in this general direction. We are going to want to go on the other side of this hill. You can tell by the snow caps of where you're going. And you have a decent amount of flat area right at the top of the hill and a little bit right there as well. However, what we are going to be looking at is this little coastal village. It's honestly pretty cool. You do have a decent amount of flat area right at spawn. You do also have this little bit of area sticking out in the middle of the water where this village kind of bridges over to. So you have a really, really good seed. You also have some Sakura tree biome up on top of that hill over there, along with some snow-covered hills and mountains right there. So overall, really, really good village seed along the coast. We got another coastal spawn. You got a large body of water right here, followed by a plains area right along the coast, and you have a village. This village starts off on a hill, kind of goes down in between the hills, and then goes back up, and the hill on this part is pretty high up compared to like the floor, but not as high as that one of the previous seeds that we've done so far. And then you also have a ruined portal right there, which goes into a little cave system with an abandoned mine shaft. So yeah, you do have a lot to work with for this seed. A lot of plains area, great for building because there's a lot of flat area, a coastal village, and an abandoned mine shaft right below a ruined portal. This is another really good seed for building. You're going to spawn on this little hill right here. Be careful. It is that same kind of stuff where you can get stuck in and it hurts, and it's right at spawn, so you could actually spawn in it potentially here. So do be careful. You got a nice mountain scenery right there with a little plains kind of in between that and the snow plains biome over here. You got another massive mountain on the other side of this little mountain right here. So I mean, just let's take a back and look at this. That is really, really good scenery, like to have for your build. And you do have a snow plains biome right here. And right below us, right there, is a village. So at the base of these mountains, you have this amazing village that's on this frozen or partially frozen river. And just take a look at this. That is the kind of view you can have for your base. So you could build up on any of these mountains. You could build around this village. This is a really good village seed. You are going to spawn right next to this river that opens up into a much larger body of water. And if we turn around, look at where the sun is, it spawns over there or rises from over there. You have this pretty massive plateau. It is an eroded badlands biome. Really, really cool. A lot of flat area on top of this for you to build. But if we head off in the direction where the sun rises, you will come across this little interesting feature here that goes into here, little cave right there. And make your way through it, and you have a village, a little desert village, not quite at the base because there's a little water river right here that the village kind of breaks up. And that's honestly pretty cool. I mean, just look at that. But there's more. Head to the other side of the Badlands biome right over here. It's closer to spawn. You can even see it right now. There is a village with a lot of flat area to build. And it's not just a desert area too. As you can see, got a lot of great building real estate right here. And you got a pretty good view too. So overall, really, really good seed for building. A lot of potential build locations. So enjoy. We get a very interesting island seed. So we have this large body of water that opens up into an even larger body of water. and a forest area that if you go on the other side of has a decent sized plains area right there, and a village. Now, the reason why I say this is a pretty interesting island seed is you look at that and you're like, oh, that's not an island. This connects to this piece of land. Well, if you look at the fact that there's water cutting through that area over there and cutting through over there, this whole area right here is pretty much an island, and that honestly is pretty cool. So you do have a decent amount of flat area on this island right over here for building. That's on this part of the village, and you do have some over there as well on that part of the island. So enjoy.